hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. There we go. And welcome back. I'm always too early on that. I do it before it switches scenes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to VenturePoint. We've got Tom, Dylan, and Hannah with us today. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Thanks, Hannah. And we are, as usual, going to get stuck in. Everyone ready?
Indeed.
Okie dokie. After an interesting breakfast time, the party made their way, directed by John Johnson, their dragonborn captive, out to the Dragonthroat Woods in search of the main hideout for the Procurers. On arrival, Vossa offered to stay with the cart to ensure that it wouldn't be damaged or stolen, and the group decided that they would take John Johnson into the cave rather than leaving him outside. With a less than stealthy entrance from Xenophilius, which he managed to play off as being a lost old man, the party made their way further inside with minimal suspicion or detection. A fight ensued as the bandits realised your presence, and with some smart tactics from all hands, you managed to knock all three members of the bandit gang out and brought them back with you to Aetherfall for their arrest. Collecting the bounty for the jobs they completed, the party spent some well-earned downtime within the city walls. For some, researching, and for some, shopping, before Xenophilius received an eerie dream message from a strange and ominous wooden figure. Now, to start us off, let me pull up my notes here. We're actually going to jump back. Well, you can choose. It'll either be Wildstorm or Kaylin. When I say jump back, I mean jump back in with one of you two. As you wake up that morning. All right. You'll go first.
I guess so.
You spoke first. You volunteered.
Sucker.
Waited a bit, but the silence was killing me.
Alright, so Wildstorm. You've been obviously hanging around the tavern as you usually do. Done a little bit of shopping. Hung around with the locals. And you've gotten a sense over the last couple of days that something's been off with the barkeep. They've been sort of quieter than normal, and as you come down the stairs, she just seems in a bit of a bad mood, a little snippy, a little bit sort of. She's been less open and accepting to raucous partying and things. And you've picked up on it being someone that enjoys a good party. So you can see that she's sort of furiously scrubbing a plate at the counter. Doesn't even make eye contact with you as you come down the stairs. What you do see is a couple of patrons very quietly sipping drinks, having breakfast in a couple of places, and a familiar figure at one of the back tables. You see an old lady with drawn back silver hair poring over, that's P-O-R, so looking over, a set of cards on the table in front of her. Yeah, she's not pouring juice all over her cards. But yeah, you see the very familiar figure of Nana Fox. That was an interesting noise.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I just go straight to Asher and be like, hey, what's up? Or do I go to Nana and see if she knows what's up?
You get the sense the barkeep, Asher, might not be in the best of moods for talking right now. She's usually affable and friendly. This is possibly the most closed off you've seen her.
I'll go over to Nana now then.
Alright. She doesn't even blink as you sit down at the table across from her. She just sort of looks up a little bit. Yes, I thought you would. I would say have a seat, but you have it already. Care for a couple cards?
Go for it.
She takes the ones that she was looking over on the desk, on the table in front of her, shuffles them back into her deck, and draws you a couple of them. Alright.
Yep.
You see... Let me see if I can get the list up. Because it is a relatively similar deck to yours. It's not the exact same, but relatively similar. I didn't have these prepared, unfortunately, but I know that they would be a specific set. The first card that she draws for you is the Cleric. Alright. The second is... Looking through the lists just to check that I got the right ones. Oh, in fact, no, sorry, it's not the Cleric.
You lied to me.
Sorry, the first card that is drawn is the Wild Oracle.
Hey, that's me.
The second card that is drawn is the Rogue. And the third one would be... Probably the closest would be the Artificer. Oh no. The Construct. Alright. So those are the three that are drawn in front of you. The Wild Oracle, the Rogue, and the Construct. I've been seeing this one more often recently, and points towards the Construct.
Okie dokie.
But I think this morning these three are about her, and points over at the barkeep.
Do I know what the meanings behind these cards are? I would have thought.
So
In a tarot reading format.
It can have different meanings to different people.
Yeah.
Your deck, for example, you have a small translation from what you've deciphered of what the cards have meant in previous readings. So you've built your deck with your meanings over the course of you learning and using this deck. The same is true of Nana Fox. The same is true of anyone who draws their cards. Sometimes the meanings overlap. Sometimes they don't. And some people draw more nuance than others. So... for you, though, I can give you... If you want just the standard meanings, I can give you them. But you get the sense with Nana Fox that she's probably adding some interpretation on there that you wouldn't derive.
Yeah. So, what's wrong with her?
From what I can glean, and from what the cards tell me, you know of her daughter, yes?
Yes.
You are another oracle. I can trust that you will keep this more under wraps.
You have my word.
The girl is... They think she's a true oracle. Can see further than you or I can see in more depth. There's suspicion that she's been hiding things. I think that's why Asha is in such a state. She is tired of having to answer to people in regard to her daughter's seclusion. She has secluded herself away. And from the context, as she's sort of gestured during it, you get the feeling that's probably what the Wild Oracle and the Rogue are referring to. Is the daughter, keeping secrets, hiding information. But this one I have yet to figure out. And points out the construct.
Do I get a reading from it?
The construct for you, from the base deck, meanings at least. Obviously, you can draw a little bit more from it if you'd like to. But for the construct, you would usually see the construct as a card that is referring to self-control. Usually, if it is upright, it will refer to inner power and courage, being assertive and defining your boundaries. If it's inverted, usually that's taking it too far, gripping controls too tightly, and there's usually a suggestion in that whoever's receiving the reading needs to let go a little bit more, just let things run, as opposed to asserting themselves on it. That's what you usually would read from the construct. But definitely there is a sense there that that's not what she thinks this means.
No.
All right.
Yep. Do you have any thoughts at all on it?
All I can think is that it's only been showing up for the past 5-6 days, most. Well, my memory's a little fuzzy. It might be longer than that, but recently at least.
And what changed 5-6 days ago?
Nothing, as far as I can recall. No, it was more than 5 days ago. Showed up maybe a 10-day before the crash. The event, the thing flying over the city. Needs more thought, anyway. And I take it you're not one for that with your antics last night.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You broke one of her best chairs.
I didn't mean to.
Well, I imagine most people don't mean to grow twice their size.
Yeah. But you'll notice I didn't do it again.
No.
I am curious,
Didn't
though.
have another sip of that strange wine again, though, did you?
No,
see
but
this
I will.
twinkle in her eye. That she picked up on it when no one else did.
I should have come to you and asked you what it was before I drank it, but I
I
just
have
had
no
to
idea.
try it.
I have no idea what that stuff is.
Well, you noticed it.
Well, you sit long enough in a tavern corner and you learn the rhythm of the place.
I shall leave Asher for now, but I feel like I need to speak with her.
Best to give her some time to cool off.
Agreed.
You wouldn't want to be declawed now, would you?
Not really. I head off, and I'm probably going to go back to my room to do some scrying.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you go upstairs and examine your own tarot deck for a little bit, just to see what the day may hold for you. Alright. Kaylin, then. We come to you.
Hello.
Hello. So, as you've been doing for the last little bit, in fact, I forgot to check what your progress was on the research you've been doing. What I will say is, because you spent 10, essentially 10 full days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 blips on your progress bar, but you'll need to roll 3 more checks to see what else you find out. Alright?
Okay, what do you need?
So it'll be it'll be an investigation check, and yours were DC 15. Okay? Worth checking your abilities to see if you've got anything that boosts that. I can't remember. I remember seeing something, but I don't know if it applies to this situation.
Yeah, I think it's just for battle.
Okay. Oh, it was being able to do it as a bonus action, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously that won't apply in this. Then.
Oh, fucking Christ.
It's alright. Okay.
Oh, great.
So that's the first day.
I could have done with advantage.
Unfortunately not. You need to announce in advance if you want to pay someone to get the advantage.
Yeah.
Alright. We pop Roll20 chat up there. So I need 2 more rolls from you. 2 more investigation checks. Just to tide over the rest of the extra knowledge gained, essentially. No. Okay. So with a 17, you get another blip. You get the sense you're close to exhausting most of the sources that you can find here. You've gone through most of the books in any relevant section of the temple. But not much else to be gained from this. You sense on this next day. Are you also heading in to trying to think of the word, the temple on this day, or are you going to do something else? Obviously you haven't been approached yet for anything else.
I feel like I'm missing 3 arrows, so I feel like I just need to do a little bit of checking.
Okay, yeah.
And replenish those.
You're very able to buy some more arrows. Generally, places only sell them in batches of 20. Let me pull up a sheet here for pricings. Hold on. Arrows. Okay, so it's a gold for 20 arrows.
I can only carry 3.
Yeah, that's true. So that would be because you're breaking up a pack. They'll sell loose arrows, but we'll call them a silver an arrow. So you're paying double to get them individually.
If I buy 20 and sell 17
And sell
of them?
17 of them. You could also store those 17 as a backup in your room at the tavern or something.
Yeah, because it just seems silly to... Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Most places expect that they'll sell them in neat batches of 20, and either people will come in with empty quivers, or they will come in, buy some, and have a stock somewhere else.
Okay, I am just going to put that in my items,
Yeah.
because otherwise I'll forget that I have these 17 backup arrows.
That's fine. Cool. Alright. So once you finished your shopping, what would you do from there is the question. More research? So I think that was your main
Yeah, I
time.
don't think there's sort of anything else for Kaylin to be doing.
Alright, yeah, you head on into the temple. You're a well-known face enough that you're now not greeted at the door. There's like a smile and a nod, but there's no expectation of needing to guide you while you're within the temple now. Alright. And as you head up to one of the sections, you actually see a familiar figure. Although there is something odd about it. You see Yarrow Tanner, the half-elf who helped you before with your research, and had that conversation with you about the object in your neck. They are there reading over books in the library, and they have around their neck the small green dragon with moth wings that you saw on the elf's shoulder when you went to find the group during the crash. Alright. They're both just sort of there reading, doing research, scribbling things on occasion on a scrap of paper. And the dragon is sort of looking intently and just occasionally looking away, getting bored. And you see as they sort of turn their head away, Yarrow lifts up like a small scrap of pastry, and the dragon just sort of like instantly looks over like a cat if you're holding cheese or something, and takes the pastry out of Yarrow's hand and just like it looks pretty pleased with itself and continues helping it scan over the pages.
I think as Kaylin feels she's sort of exhausted a lot of information, that paying for some assistance wouldn't be a waste of money.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay. So what, you're going to go and approach one of the drakes here, or are you going to go over to Yarrow? Because Yarrow doesn't work here, technically.
But if they're a familiar face, I feel like a safe bet.
Yeah? My point is, you don't need to pay Yarrow if you speak to them.
Even better.
Yeah. As you approach, and they hear the step of your heels on the wooden boards, they look up and say, Kaylin, wasn't it?
Hello. Yes.
I'm glad to see you're safely back. Is everything all right with the
So far.
All right. We've been doing some research on it with Vossa as well, and she seems to be holding up well. She said that you had some sort of connection?
Yeah, it sounds weird, but it can definitely come in handy.
Yeah. I've been trying to see if there's anything that I can find that's even remotely similar, but I only go down paths of sending stones and all sorts of other things that definitely aren't related. Is there anything I can help you with? I may be doing this work for Val, but I do know the temple like the back of my hand. I was studying here before I started work for Val.
Do you find information on the different Fey courts?
Fey knowledge? It's not an area of study I've done myself, but I know where to find the books about them. I don't know if you've exhausted them already, but I'm happy to take a look. And they pack up all of the scratchings and things and papers into one of the books they're looking at, heft up a pile, so if you want to follow me, and begins to go. The little dragon that was on their shoulders just flutters behind their shoulder, realizing that while they're using their arms, they probably can't rest on the shoulders very comfortably. Yarrow takes you up an additional floor, and leads you over to sort of like the back middle of the stacks. Puts the books down on a table. It's like, right, they should be over here, I think, all of the research we have on the Feywild. Although, and looks at the dragon and just mumbles to themselves, we might have an expert as it is. Anyway, wanders off and grabs a few books off the shelves. To be fair to you and the research you've done, probably about 3/4 of the books that they pull off the shelves you've already studied through, and not been able to find much. But go ahead with the rest of them and make me another research check or investigation check with advantage, plus a little bonus, which I will add on. All right. Unfortunately, most of this is all just it's dry stuff on like breaking down of folklore. There's nothing really that speaks to like an active knowledge of what's going on in the Feywild as it is, you know. Which Yarrow looks through a few books as well. It's like, no, there's nothing really here. Val might know something. This little fella, and just scritches the dragon under the chin. I think came from there. Val's mentioned knowing something about where Whisper comes from. I think he's absent-mindedly mentioned the Fae before. It's possible Val might know something, but I don't think he's an expert either. The best lead I'd have for you is the Eladrin that works in the magic shop.
Thank you. I'll take it.
This would actually come to mind for you as the very same Eladrin that you found that sort of burnt out shard of crystal from during some of your other investigations. You've never had his name, but you know who they are and where they are.
Is that the one I didn't get on with?
Yep.
Yeah, thought so.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any other fey beings. Well, any more so than an elf is.
No, I'm finding that.
Your friend, Xenophilius, he's a fairy, isn't he?
Yeah, we've never really actually spoken about. I don't really know what we do speak about, to be fair.
Right. It's possible that he might have more knowledge.
I mean, I didn't even think it worth bothering with, but I don't know why it didn't occur to me. Probably because I mean, have you met Xenophilius?
Not in person, no. Why?
I don't really know how to describe him.
If that's your description of him, I don't know how worthy a source he'll be, but it's worth exhausting every avenue if you want the knowledge.
Sorry, very distracting cat.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'll try speaking to him next time I see him. Thank you for your assistance.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, if there's anything I can get for you, I'll see if I can get a word in edgewise. He's very busy with his duties, but if I can see if I can get anything more out of Val, I will.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think I need to get back to my own research now. But this has been.
Sorry, no, I've kept you long.
This has been a wonderful distraction. I've been boring myself to death with all of these, if I'm honest. I'm getting nowhere, so
I feel the same.
All right. Well, it was good to see you again.
And you.
All right. Xenophilius.
Yeah.
You wake from your snuggle with Janosch to find that Janosch is, as usual, somewhere else. They tends to get up midway through the night and out the window. You're used to it by now. But you are woken fairly early by a rapping at the door. Just...
Enter!
You hear a couple of like... I'm really sorry, I can't reach the door handle.
Xenophilius will walk over and swing open the door. What do you want?
Before you lies a very surprised and mildly terrified little gnome child, who you recognise as Bip, the little gnome from the Aeronauts Guild.
Oh, hello, Bip, the little gnome from the Aeronauts. How are you?
I'm alright, sir. I need to give you summons, apparently.
Summons for whom?
Apparently Sarah has some information that was promised to you, and you kind of haven't been to see her for 10 days since you got back. So she kind of got bored of waiting and sent me to come find you.
Oh, very well, very, very wise. I had indeed forgotten. I shall head over promptly. I need to get some health potions in the town, but I'll be over with my companions soon enough.
All right. I'm gonna head straight there. I might make it there after you. I'm not good at those stairs.
Oh, me neither, good son. Me neither.
Bye! And just dashes
Bye.
off down the hall.
So, onwards into town, Xenophilius goes.
Alright. As you pass the Seer's Truth,
Yeah.
You see a familiar robed figure walking out the door. Wildstorm, you see Xenophilius marching his way down the main street as you leave your room after your scrying.
Xenophilius, where you going?
I'm off to get some potions.
Care for some company?
Oh, sure, we have to go to the Aeronauts Guild, so we must find our elvish companion as soon as we can. But I need to give her a potion, and I need to have excess for our journeys.
Wildstorm, you would, because you stay in the same tavern, you'd probably have had a couple more sort of like brief chats with Kaylin during the 10-day. So you'd know that she's been going and researching. Alright. So you'd have a good grasp of where she might be.
Shall I go find Kaylin and meet you wherever you're
Meet me
going?
at the stairs towards the Aeronauts Guild.
Okay, sounds good to me. I'll go find Kaylin.
Cool, that's fine. Xenophilius marches off towards Badrek's shop. Wildstorm, the temple that Kaylin's been going and studying at is already on the upper floor of the city. So you're going to have to go up the stairs and then meet him at the top of the stairs. Essentially.
Works for me.
Sorry.
That's alright. Kaylin, as you've canonically been going up and down these stairs all the 10-day, you're a lot more used to them now. I will say you don't have to
Your
roll...
leg muscles are huge.
Yeah, you don't have to roll... You don't have to roll against exhaustion to go on those stairs. Wildstorm, though, you do. Make me a constitution save, please.
You
No.
should have just sent Xenophilius up there with his little wings.
No, those exhausting as well.
Mm.
Please take a point of exhaustion, please, Wildstorm. It's
I don't do that.
hefty
Oh, there it
work,
is.
and you've been drinking quite heavily this past week, so
Yeah, and that wine just...
knocked you all sorts of sideways. Yeah.
My body ain't made to do that.
All right. But you make it to the top, and it's fairly simple to go through the temple. You're all greeted at the door by one of the Gilderns. So, is there anything I can help you with today?
I'm looking for Kaylin.
Kaylin.
The what race are you?
Elf.
Yeah.
Elf.
Wood elf.
The wood elf? I don't know if you've seen her with us. Wandering around town.
The one that's been visiting regularly.
Yes.
Who's really cool.
Superfly.
One with the huge leg muscles.
The one who looks like you've just messed around in the Skyrim sliders, but only done the legs.
Yes.
They sort of think for a second. I did see her. I believe she was going up to the second floor with one of the other regulars.
More stairs.
I'm afraid so.
Maybe I should have gone and got some potions.
These
For
ones
climbing.
These ones are easier to handle.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit...
These are not ridiculously like steep, slanted upper cliffside. These are designed for ease of use. Handrails and everything. So, but yeah, it's fairly easy to find. You actually would encounter Kaylin as she's getting up to leave.
Kaylin!
Ah, Wildstorm, hello. Are you
What are you
okay?
doing? No, sort of, maybe.
Just clearly exhausted.
Just
I am not doing those stairs again.
You're used to them the more you do them.
Not if you roll like me. Xenophilius has gone to get some potions, and then we got to go somewhere to do something, but I've forgotten everything.
Oh, I did actually want to speak to him. Where is he?
To get potions.
No,
Sounds-
where?
Down that way. I'm not going back down those stairs. Because I'm not coming back up them. What shop did Xenophilius go to? The
You don't know which shop you actually went to, because you'd have to go a different way that doesn't go past any of the potion shops to get to the stairs from you at the Sears.
Would he have not told me which one he was going to? I should have asked him.
He didn't say.
Well, I just came to find you and I found you. I don't really know where he went. I know he went to get some potions.
Okay, regardless, it's probably... I think I used one of my potions on him. We should probably stock up while we're here. Even if it's at a different shop, I don't really care.
Fine, I'll go back down the stairs.
There are ones up here, but where's he going after he gets potions?
I can't remember. Copy and paste.
You were told to meet by the stairs.
I was told to meet by the stairs.
Top or bottom?
Bottom probably, but that means I've got to go back down again.
It's easier on the way down, to be fair.
Yeah, but it means I've got to come back up again. Because we've got to go to copy and paste. I can't remember.
You weren't told where you were going.
I'm sure he mumbled it to me when he was running past.
Dylan, did you?
He didn't.
No.
He was.
I didn't think
He was forward focused.
Yeah.
Like him? What time are we meeting him?
I don't know that either. I just wasted my time coming up these stairs, didn't I? I just walked back down the stairs.
We'll get some potions and we'll figure it out.
All right. So you both make your way down the stairs inside the temple and out the front door. Are you getting potions on this level or the lower level? Bear in mind, the emergency order is still in effect. So if you want to buy them at a decent price, you have to use a voucher. Now, Wildstorm claimed and used one of the vouchers.
Oh yeah,
I can forge documents.
That's naughty.
Do you want to do that?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Kaelin.
I've been waiting to use this.
Okay.
I have 4 health potions.
I just don't want to get caught.
Okay.
All right, I'll keep them.
Kaelin, make me a check with your, I'm assuming forger's tools or just forgery skill. What's the skill that you're using? Or the ability? Read me out the
False
ability.
identity.
Okay.
So I can create second identities that includes documents and all sorts of shite.
Okay.
As long as I've seen an example, which I have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit there and wave the health potion in front of Kaelin's face while she's concentrating on doing
Let me read that ability a second, because I think that's intended to be documents to pass yourself off as someone else. But let me see if there's a way I can wriggle that in the wording.
Hey, additionally, you can forge documents, including official papers and letters, as long as you've seen an example.
Ah, yes. Yes, that absolutely counts then. Okay.
Ow.
That would be an official paper. Okay. So you can do that. What I'll do, because technically that just says you can. It doesn't say you successfully all the time. Make me.
The word "can" not imply it's all fine.
It means you can. You have the ability to make passable copies. It doesn't mean that there's a guaranteed success. Forgery kit. So a D20 plus, I will say, you can either, well, I know which one you'll pick. You can either use your intelligence or dexterity bonus. Plus proficiency. So dexterity will be a +5, intelligence will be a +4.
I mean, the +5.
Proficiency bonus is +2.
No, I'm including proficiency with that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should have clarified.
So I'm trying to save time by copying and pasting, and I think it's actually taking longer.
Just use what, to roll dice?
Yeah.
You can just, if you hover over the left-hand side, the little dice icon, click it, and then you can just click how many of what you want, and it rolls it.
When?
On the left-hand side, under all the tools, there's a little D20. Click it, and it comes up with a chart, and you just click how many.
I know that, but that's fine.
All right. So with an 11, what I will say is you managed to create a replica voucher. You probably find somewhere.
Not with +5 though.
Yeah,
Oh, you
16,
didn't add the
isn't it?
+5. 16. Okay. With a 16, what I was going to say with the 11 is you create one that might not pass under intense scrutiny. With a 16, what you'll get there is one that realistically someone would have to like test the inks in order to prove that it was false.
Nobody's got time for that.
Yeah. Some people
Ain't
might
nobody
be
got
super
time for that.
paranoid, but you think for most people this would be a very passable copy. Alright. Cool. How many potions are you putting on the voucher?
How much are they with the voucher?
So I believe they were standard price with the voucher, which is 50 each, I think.
Yes.
Um,
Because I got 4 for 200.
I want to say they would double if you didn't have a voucher. So they'd be 100 each if you don't have the voucher.
100
Gold.
of gold.
Platinum.
Not 100 platinum, not 1,000 gold. Good grief. These are not that level of potion. Yeah, you actually remembering back to previous vouchers, Kaylin. As you're copying this down, you remember a little clause at the bottom that essentially specifies. You remember to put it in. It specifies that you can use, depending on stocks and availability, you can take 2 of those potions on the voucher to get 1 potion of a step up, 3 to get 2 steps up, etc. So there's standard healing potion, greater healing potion, superior, and something else. There's 4 levels anyway. 4 levels of healing potion that are generally known about. And you can essentially spend 1 potion per voucher to increase the level of a single potion, if you choose to, and depending on stock availability. Alright? Just so you guys know that going forward.
So what's the maximum number of, say, standard potions I could get on the voucher?
If you wanted to pass it off properly, if you want this document to hold up to proper scrutiny, you'd have to hold it to the vouchers that you've got already, i.e. the number of people in your party. Now, that is classed. Technically, now you would know that Tenacity's aware of... I keep wanting to call him Callahan. Callahan is his name. I keep wanting to call him something else from a different campaign, a different Furbolg entirely. But Tenacity would be aware that Callahan is no longer in active service, so she'd be giving you 4-person vouchers, and that matches up with what Wildstorm got. All right. Cool. So you have a 4 potion voucher.
Okay.
All right.
But I could buy 2 normal and 1 greater. Is that math?
Yes. Yeah. Or one step up. Let's see what the
Quick maths.
official names of them are, because I'm sure there is a official names. Doesn't say on Roll20. Cool. Ah well. Okay. There we go. Wait a minute. Okay, so it's regular, greater, superior, and supreme. I have a dice jar with them written on, which I'd completely forgotten about.
You hate.
So regular. So you could get 2 regulars and 1 greater with that voucher, depending on stock at the shop that you go to.
Yeah, that's my plan. That's what I think it would be good to do.
Right. So then, you two are
What
you?
is a normal voucher?
Sorry.
A normal. I've got a legit voucher as well. Or did I use it?
When from?
Maybe I don't. I can't remember.
I can't remember either, unfortunately. So.
Okay, that's fine.
So where are you going? Are you going to a potion shop on this floor or on the lower floor?
Can I do like a perception check to see where I think I'm going to get the least resistance for this forge voucher?
You can make me a general insight check, not perception, because you're trying to read the vibe of the area. Seems pretty much the same anywhere, really. I mean, a shop's a shop.
Brilliant.
Yeah. More to the point,
Right,
you're not 100% sure on where the best place to try and use this would be.
Alright, I'll go for just wherever has the lower prices.
Down on the lower floor.
No.
We might have to go there anyway.
Why?
It's you who can't remember where we're meeting him.
You didn't tell me. I didn't
I
ask.
did actually.
It's both our fault.
I hate to be the one to just break character a second. I did tell you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. You did tell me. I just don't remember. I'm sure Wildstorm would, but Tom doesn't remember.
Wait, does Tom need to know, or do you
Well-
want Wildstorm not to know?
No, I think it's funny not knowing.
Okay.
Fine, I'm just gonna, at this point, Kaylin's a bit fed up and it's just going to go to the nearest bloody potion shop.
Okay.
Hope for the best.
The nearest potion shop, because they're on the upper level and things are a bit more pricey up here, the potion bottles are lightly engraved, so it's 10 extra gold per potion.
Haven't we been to a hotel for like 5 gold?
Wait,
This
wait.
is the city.
Yeah, this is a city.
You know, I
and
paid for a
adventurous.
pint on the weekend.
I mean, no,
£6.50
we've
for a
been
pint.
paying. Haven't we been paying like 5 gold a night in the city for a hotel?
You've been paying like 2 gold, I think, because of the one you chose.
Surely a hotel room is more expensive than a potion.
It heals you.
So these potions are very specifically brewed and are used a lot by adventurers. There's a lot of demand for them, with not as much supply.
Anyone can build a house and rent a room out.
Yeah.
£6.50 for a pint of lager.
What?
Come on, Kaylin, let's go.
I was gonna say that sounds like a rant ready to happen.
I was outraged. I only had 1 pint. I refused to drink anymore.
No, you should be. That's a lot. Yeah.
I
And
start
this was
walking.
in Cardiff. This wasn't even London.
London.
Cardiff is a capital.
I start walking back down the big stairs.
Yeah, sorry. Let's go.
That's all right.
What, because of the extra price?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're willing to... Thank you.
I don't need to buy any. I've got 4, so I want to save you money.
Appreciate that.
All right.
I'm gonna be moaning like a little whingy baby the whole way down, mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Kaylin,
Whinge, moan.
you've never really encountered Tabaxi before. Nor have you heard their language very often. It's only really been occasional words that Wildstorm slipped out. You're pretty sure that on the way down you learn a few Tabaxi swears.
If
Accurate.
it helps, I've got another cat who's quite angry at me, who is yelling, but I don't think the mic picks her up.
Yeah.
Nope.
You don't think you'd ever be able to replicate them in your own speech, but you're pretty sure you could recognise them if they were said at you again. All right.
You get the occasional Adalan and infernal words as well.
Adalan, yeah. Do you speak either the Adalan dialect of Common or Infernal?
I speak common and Elvish.
No. So you'd get something that's kind of similar to common, which sounds like two different potential words, but it's clearly like a dialect thing, dialect
But
specific.
I can read tone and body language in general.
Yeah.
Annoyance.
But you don't get any of the specific words. It takes you a little bit to go down these stairs, but it's relatively easy to do. Xenophilius. I think earlier I assumed you were going to Badrex. Is that where you were going?
Xenophilius remembered on his walk to it that a potion cost 100 gold, so he's turned and gone straight up to the stairs.
Okay. Given time...
Not for a health potion.
Okay, just die then, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Given timelines then, would you climb the stairs if no one was at the bottom of them?
Is the lift there?
The lift is still broken. It's being fixed.
Has he found his gnome bud yet? What happened to his gnome friend?
The gnome friend probably at that point is about 3/4 of the way up the stairs.
Just
Can I go
crossing
up the stairs faster than the gnome?
Sorry?
Can I go up the stairs faster than the gnome?
Oh, probably. Bip has very small legs. He's
Alright.
nippy on them for being young, but...
On my walk up the stairs, I shall be picking up him.
Okay. Given everything, you'd probably meet up with him at the top of the stairs. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please. You and Bip are both super out of breath as soon as you reach the top. And given timelines then, Wildstorm and Kaylin, you walk up to the top of the stairs as Xenophilius gets up to the top of it and just goes, with this small little gnome kid.
I didn't have to go downstairs. I didn't have to go down the stairs.
To the aeronauts, go!
Where's your potions?
100 gold for a potion. I'd rather die.
Alright, I've got 4 potions, mind.
That's 2. Can I have one?
Sure. I just hand over a potion.
Do you owe me one?
Can I have 2 for 50?
Alright, I'll sell you the 2 for 50.
You're gonna buy
Why
me
not?
one. Now you've just.
So I've bought. So okay, here we go.
So you give 50 gold to Wildstorm and he gives you 2 potions, one of which you immediately give to Kaylin, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I was gonna buy a bunch for everyone.
Pleasure doing business with you. Not that I made any money, but I got money back that I didn't have. Because I probably end up giving those health potions out anyway.
I was going to say, essentially what happened there is Xenophilius paid you normal price for a potion and you just gave one to Kaylin.
Yeah.
That's how those economics work out.
Can I still go and buy mine?
No, I don't have a
You don't have to come with me.
I don't have a thing, so it would have been 100 gold. You
It
said.
would have, yes.
Yeah.
Kaylin's just
so I
said
still
she
think-
has a voucher.
Yeah, but I don't know where she was.
I know. What I'm saying is, you now have this information.
And I can make more of them.
Oh.
That's naughty.
Bip has already wandered off, thankfully. As he heard Xenophilius go, to the Aeronauts Guild, and he just went... and started pelting it back towards the town.
Why?
That's where we were going. We were going to the Aeronauts Guild. The little dude just said it.
Which little dude?
The other little
Xenophilius
one.
said it.
The other little dude.
I can be little.
Prove it.
Xenophilius shrinks down to the same size as him. For no reason other than to prove that he can.
We know.
Yeah, but he wants to do it.
I said, Kaylin, I really want to stamp on him.
I mean,
Kaylin
he's
just
shrunk
like
down,
had one.
but to Bip's size, which is about a foot and a half. It's not like full tiny. He can still like hear you and everything.
Kick him in the shin.
My shin is my leg. He'll probably break my leg.
Break your leg. You'll be fine.
Kick him in the face.
if we can move on from like threatening old people with bodily harm, shall we progress forward to the Aeronauts Guild?
I bought my bloody
No.
potions yet.
Go, Kaelin,
Nah.
go. On your marks, get set.
You guys
Go.
can. I'll meet you there, and I'll just go and pay the
Hyper.
extortionate,
Okay.
like, engraved potion prices.
So with that, prices wise, I did leave the shop catalog up. Good. So potions wise, you'll be glad to know that they've got all of the lower level. They've got more than you could possibly want, and definitely more than the voucher covers. They do have a couple of stocks of the greater. Those are 250 gold each, plus 10 each, so that's 260.
What's the total for 2 normal and 1 greater? Because
Well, how much health would a greater potion heal?
A greater potion
that's also a good question.
heals 4d4 plus 4, so it's essentially 2 of the regular potions, but you can down them in 1 bonus action for the same amount of health as you'd have to spend 2 to get from the lower.
But would it be more than 20 HP?
Minimum of 8, maximum of 20.
And that's my health now.
Yeah.
So it's just to have in case I'm like utterly screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's 1 bonus action to get more health as opposed to 1 to get 2d4. So you're getting double the potential health back in 1 bonus action.
While you're doing this bit, I can't
do.
The total would be 380 gold.
Ugh, right.
That's a lot of money.
I will do that.
I've just got to go take my tablet.
Okay.
Actually, can we
I
quickly...
was going to say, probably a good time for a bio break before you go to the Aeronauts.
Yeah, go feed the cat.
Yeah.
Did you say 380, Alex?
Sorry?
380?
380, yes. Alright. And we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. See you then.
Bye-bye.
back. Again, I'm too early on that. We're back. Hello. Cool. So, last we left off before the break, Kaelin was doing some potion shopping while Xenophilius and Wildstorm head off towards the Aeronauts Guild. So, Kaelin, I believe we said 380 gold it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I've deducted it and it's made me sad.
Okie dokie. But you do have 2 more regular healing potions and 1 greater healing potion.
Why do you have so much gold?
We all got like 500 at the last. Did you not add that?
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Didn't we got like a shit
I
ton.
said at the end of last session what the price was. You'll have to go back and rewatch that episode and add that gold to your character sheet.
Yeah, I had bloody loads. Yeah, it was like 500 and something, or maybe a little bit
Each,
less. Yeah.
Tom, you muted.
Oh yes. I still
Neither
have.
of you had...
Huh?
Did neither of you add the gold?
No, I did. I
Oh.
just said, like, from the last haul, I've still got 250 gold, a short wooden rod, and a needle with runes engraved that I still haven't said or done anything with.
Yeah, you haven't.
Yeah, I picked up some leather armor and a winter cloak, actually. What season is it?
You're looking
Fantastic.
at... I figured this out. You're in mid-spring, I think.
So that's what it looks like outside. Isn't it? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, 100%. That
Very blurred.
very blurred Doom Eternal.
Bit warm.
It's not summer.
Yeah. Global warming.
Global
The
warming.
atmosphere just got ripped in half. The not spaceship fell for it.
Yeah, and just on the side of it was painted Rip and Tear. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I've bought some potions. I'm going to go join.
Cool.
The boys.
So you'll join them a little bit later. Xenophilius and Wildstorm. You approach the Aeronauts Guild and you can see a very exhausted Bip very slowly reaching for the handle and hefting the door open at the front of the Aeronauts Guild, looking very relieved to be back, and sees you down the way and is like, come on in.
You're a bit of an idiot. You could have waited like 5 minutes and I would have picked you up. You died arm. You ran away from me.
You said we were going.
You could have waited.
Oh. Well, I'm here now. He dejectedly walks inside and clambers up this little step stool that he's got ready, like, and vaults over. You hear like a little "Oof!" And he just clambers back up.
I would have picked him up as well if he just asked.
Sarah will be waiting for you inside.
You need to go anywhere else. I will gladly assist.
Thank you. I don't now. I'll be at the desk all day.
Okay. Onwards!
Wildstorm, with your perception, as you walk further into the building, like as you open the door and go through, you hear a very subtle, like, little sobbing from behind you, as that just sort of got to Bip a little bit after all the exhaustion.
I just go up to Bip and say, "You did good. Don't worry about it."
Between sobs, he gives you like a little smile and is like, "Thank you. Oh, I just want to sit here for a bit."
I don't blame you. I could do with resting a little too after those steps, and I'm 7'2".
Thank you.
I then walk over to.
Cool. Xenophilius is
Wherever.
charged off down the corridor, I assume.
If I need to, I use feline agility to catch up, but I'm sure he's still within reach.
Yeah, he'd be within reach of that. Alright. So, Xenophilius and Wildstorm, you make your way out into the room you've seen before, the main shipyard area. and you can see quite a few hands working on this large ship in the hangar. It looks a lot more put together than when you last saw it. It's pretty much built now, but there's not yet any rigging or visible propulsion to it. One of the workers sort of comes up and goes, "You all right? Can we help you with anything?"
We're here for Sarah.
Right. She's in her office down that way, and points off towards the sort of. For you, it would be from the direction you're coming in at. It would be the back right, behind the ship.
Okay.
She's been discussing things with our visitor for quite some time now, so I wouldn't expect her to react when you knock on the door.
Which visitor?
God, it's bad I've forgotten her name, but she's from the other branch. Came here in the one we got docked up top. Hamita, that's it.
I've never met them. Onward!
Okay. So the two of you charge forward, and as you approach the door, you go underneath the full body of the ship, sort of ducking between full proper wooden supports to keep it up and above the ground level. You make your way through to a small sort of doorway, and you can, as you get close, you start to hear not bickering, but definitely heated discussion from behind the door.
Push it open.
Okay.
Kramer style.
As you push it open, it isn't locked because anyone can go in there at any time, but it's so sudden that a couple of things happen in quick succession. You push the door open and see at the desk, Sarah and Hamita are in heated discussion over a small model airship that seems to look like the one that's outside, just miniaturized, with several small metal objects on it. And as you push the door open, they both turn to look at you, and Sarah lets go of the model, which goes careening forward, propelled towards the doorway, and crashes above you into the door frame, hits the ground, and just sort of these blue lights that are on the back just sort of fizzle out.
That happened to me the other day.
Right, yes, I'd forgotten I'd sent for you. And Sarah wheels over and grabs the model off the floor and comes back over and sort of sets on the desk. Yes. So,
Yes.
our deal was that I would give you information as well as the payment. It's been 10 days and you haven't come to collect it, so I thought I'd send word.
Yes, thank
It's all right.
He's having a sob. He's a bit of a silly
You didn't hear
little
that.
guy.
You didn't hear the song.
Oh, he's fine. Absolutely fine and definitely not crying. I wouldn't do that.
He's just taking a breather.
Hamita looks over and is like, that's good. It would not be good for us to, upset people, would it? Sarah goes, right, okay, so the basics we have so far. Well, she pulls out a list, like a vaguely scratched list. So what I've got for you is, first of all, this hands you a small hand-drawn map. It's not as detailed as the one you have already. But it does mark out several suspected debris sites, which I will quickly... I can't do it on that screen. I have to do it on this screen, which I will give to you in a second as I hand out. Xenophilius. Okay, so it should now appear in your handouts.
Yeah.
Dylan. All right.
Ooh. Many dots.
Many dots. And she sort of points to them and goes, these ones, the just generic dark dots, these are ones we suspect have crashed into these places. The red ones are ones that we've heard are confirmed and retrieved. So someone has gone out there, found it, and made off with it, essentially.
What is this cross?
The cross is the main crash site.
Hey, let me see that.
Do you just snatch it from him?
No, I'm tall enough. I just look over
Okay,
him.
you look over. Okay, what I'll do then is I will show to players, and I will move you guys onto the main region map as well, so you have an overlay for both. Okay?
Yes.
Right, so it should have popped up for everyone, I think? No? It is not letting me show it to everyone, so...
We have it on my second monitor in UP.
Okay, I just can't show it to the stream, basically.
Oh.
But that's all right. It's an overlay map, and we can show it another time if you do anything with it. All right.
Lovely jubbly.
But yes, suspected debris sites in black, suspected or confirmed debris sites, and something has been retrieved or confirmed at that site is red. The black cross is roughly the estimated position of the crashed large object. All right. So she lets you look it over, and then she's like, we've sent further scouts to the wreckage that you found, where you found the power source. Oh no, you found... Sorry, that's me forgetting that. So there's an engine that you found here. The power source was... The power source was the one you found in Wave Meet. The engine is the one you found here. Sorry, I mixed them up. So she's like, we've sent scouts to the one crash site where you found the engine. That's the confirmed site here. And points to the one within Dragonthroat Woods. And, well, we're not the only ones looking for it. The council have sent a couple of odd jobs. Not quite as high up as you are with being a formal team or whatever, but just standard adventurers. So we're not going to get full sight on that crash site for long. Team 3, I've heard, have been sent out to scout out the primary crash site, and points at the cross on your map. Hamita sort of looks over and is like, so I did have some discussion. I have some contact here as well. What we've found is that the results of that mission have been... What's the word? And Sarah looks over and is like, redacted. They've been redacted from council files. From what we've picked up from talking to people that we know, they found a large damaged metal vessel, which is what I suspected it was. All magical and non-magical attempts to open the doors have failed. So they came back and made a report, and yeah. There's been a lot of politics going on. Pep's been venting here and there about the fact that several countries around here, Hakrela mostly, the kingdom, not the republic, have been not up in arms, but have definitely been staking a claim that it's in their sovereign territory.
So what you're telling me is whichever nation seems to appear to be the closest to it, therefore takes claim to it.
That's what they're saying. I personally think it's out in the waters. It's anyone's game, but they can be a stubborn lot. They were the ones that clung to a monarchy when the country split, so I'm not too surprised. In any case, from what we've pieced together based on what you've brought us, and what you helped Hamita with, and Hamita's like, yes, we figured that this craft that's crashed, it must be some sort of magical technology. It's far more advanced than we've been able to make. Crafting with this amount of intricate metal work is far beyond our skills for the moment. But we can make rough.
You'll get there one day.
We can already make rough approximations. And Hamita points to the crashed airship. Sarah looks down at it like, yeah, we're still getting some of the kinks worked out of it. It's not the most stable yet, but we're working on it. We've been trying to tinker with the scouts we've sent out have been trying to tinker with the pod as well that you found out in the abandoned temple.
Would Xenophilius be able to help?
Sorry, carry on.
Would Xenophilius be able to help them? Being a man of flying, he may have a more natural affinity.
So, he does have an affinity for flying. Yes. Does he have an affinity for magical tinkering and crafting?
He's a magical, but he's a sorcerer.
Okay, so he might be able to help with some of the arcana behind it, but in terms of the engineering principles involved, probably less so, I would say, from his background.
All right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, Sarah looks over and is like, that's the best we got. We can't yet decipher anything really from the thing you found without restoring some sort of power to it, which I'm hesitant to let that leave this grounds because we need to work on it if we want to get the big one working.
Have you tried to retrofit the power sources acquired from the crash to use on the airship?
We're working on a harness system for that now. We've managed to figure out the vague principles on a small scale, hence this, and obviously the airship. But we need to make sure that we've got the housing right, I think would be the right word, for this power source before we can risk powering it. Kaylin, this is the point at which you walk in, I would say. Having witnessed Bip somewhat more stable on the front desk. He looks a little unsteady to your eye, but acts fairly normal. And yeah, you walk in as this is going on.
Hello.
Did you mind?
All right. Sorry, Caleb. We were just explaining. We're trying to work up this power source to power the main ship. We just need to figure out how to get it to sit properly and power it properly. So it's going to take another little while. We've put some of the building on hold. They're building the interiors now. But we can't put any more effort into the propulsion until we know how it works and are confident it's going to work. So,
Okay.
I think that meets our deal.
Huzzah! Thank you.
That's all right. I will try and keep you appraised, and if you look at any of these sites, please do appraise us as well. We are looking for this. We are looking for this stuff, and if you guys can get to it before anyone else does, fantastic. No priority on it though. I don't have the funds to cover it just yet. We need to get this sorted so we can actually get the funding in for this ship before we can do that. So,
Groovy!
alright. In that case, I think we've got some more tinkering to do. Thank you for visiting. Sorry to call you up here, but needs must.
You could have sent the map down with bit.
I could have, but it was so much easier to just give you the information in person. Plus, I really don't like stairs.
No.
Neither do I.
Anyway, we got some stuff to work on, so with the best of intents, we need some privacy, if that's all right.
Okie dokie. I mean, okie dokie.
All right, and she gently and kindly shoos you out of her office.
Okay. I think as they leave the building, Xenophilius is going to lean over to Bip and go, "Unionize!" And then just run out.
Unionize.
Unionize.
Amazing. Oh dear. The two of you, Wildstorm and Kaylin, you look over at Bip as Xenophilius says this. Bip has no idea what that word means. Never heard it before. Bit young. He just gives a very confused and blank look. Yeah, he's young for a gnome.
How old is he?
Good question. I can't remember.
Are we dealing with gnome child labour?
No, you're looking at the gnome equivalent of like a teen that's just old enough to work.
Oh, okay.
Essentially. Yeah, Bip has always been very young comparatively to everyone else at the Aeronauts. That's why they stick him on the front desk so he can't do himself an injury.
I imagined him as a gnome with a beard.
Nope.
And a red hat.
No beard at all.
Does he have a red hat?
Not even a stubble.
Maybe Xenophilius could get him one.
A little red pointy hat.
You might need to do some research on what Dungeons and Dragons gnomes look like.
He still gets a little hat.
Your dreams are about to shatter, I feel.
Yeah.
Like
Realistically, they just look like a small person.
He's still going to get a little... What do you think?
That has a red hat?
That has a red hat. Yeah, gnomes are just little people with beards. I just typed in D&D 3. Let's do 5e.
D&D 3. I was going to say 5e. I've searched gnome 5e, and I'm seeing quite a few there who are not the typical old archetype, you know?
The tabletop den, a gnome artifactor 5D D&D guide. That's a gnome. That's a gnome. Then there's the otaku. I'm gonna get him a little red hat.
You can do that if you remember to do that and go shopping for it. You can.
I will do.
He's writing it
find
down.
one.
Writing a note. Okay, let's see if he does that in another session.
I bit pointy.
Gnome hat.
I love it.
It's a gnome.
Gnome.
All right. So you exit the Aeronauts Guild, and looking above you, the sun is fairly high in the sky. With all of your antics and traversing up and down stairs and such, you're approaching midday, if not just past it. Xenophilius, it strikes you. You were told today in your dream.
Mm-hmm.
So you have until sundown, essentially, to go and find this envoy.
Well, I've got half a day.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
All right. I'm just saying, as midday strikes and you come out and realize what the time is, it does click into place. Yeah. Whether he acts on anything, that's you. But
Sorry,
Hey,
just Anna gave Tosca a hug, and then Tosca just pushed her away with her back feet. All right. What next on the agenda?
Hey, Xenophilius.
Yes.
Why? I've done my tasks for the day.
Tilly.
Got until midday. I got until sundown to do anything.
It's spring. So when's sunset?
Average time would be what? Springtime, 7-8 p.m.
That long?
To go where?
It's your dream.
How do I know it might have just been a dream? I don't know where I'm going. I can go into the woods. I think.
I didn't write it down. It's not my jam.
I don't
Drink
remember.
some of this wine. It might help you remember.
You hand him the wine.
Yeah.
Xenophilius, he proffers you a 2/3 full bottle of wine that has a slightly glossy label with letters you can't quite make out. You can't understand.
Can I comprehend languages of the letters?
Okay.
See, it is a useful
if you want
spell.
to cast Comprehend Languages, yeah.
I don't know one.
Comprehend Languages, if I remember right, you can touch something and read what's on that label. Yes, so you touch the surface of the wine and cast Comprehend Languages. These letters reform into the words Vina Arcana.
Vina Arcana. Yeah, let's take a swig. I reckon it will help me remember.
Okay. As you take a swig, it goes down surprisingly easily,
Yeah.
and you've drunk about half of what's left before you stop the swig. So it's about a third full now. Roll me a
Right.
D100, please.
D100.
D100. So if you're rolling physical dice, it's both of the D10s. Otherwise, just D100 on Roll20.
72.
72. Yeah, cool. Alright, let me pull up the table. Which I should have had ready, but never mind. I didn't expect Tom to give you a swig of that. No, I want the other one. Okay, with 72. Come on, load, please. Nope, it's not loading. Gah. What page is it? Sorry, everyone.
That's alright.
What? I thought he was just having a drink of wine. What's going on?
He is. He's having a swig of wine.
Did you pay any attention to the exchange between me and whatever her name was at the beginning?
Nana Fox.
That's it.
No.
Cool.
Okay.
72. Okay. So you take a swig of this wine, Xenophilius. And you feel tough. Yeah, it invigorates you. You haven't felt...
What, me?
Invigorates you. Yes, I know what I said. And you haven't felt this strong for probably a good third of your life.
I haven't felt this strong in a third of my life.
You don't physically change.
No, I don't, but I feel confident.
You both hear this through an old man's voice. Yeah. That's all that seems to happen is you seem to feel tough and strong.
Well, gang, let's go down to the south of the woods. I have a inkling we might find something very interesting.
The cognitive dissonance of hearing you say it like that and knowing that it's coming out in old man Xenophilius' voice.
Onward, I say. Onward.
I don't think it worked.
No, to you two it just seems like he's gone crazy.
I was expecting him to grow.
I was meant to grow.
That's what happened to me, so I just assumed it only did one thing.
Alas! Okay.
And as he says,
What?
alas, Xenophilius, because about a minute has passed, you start to go old again. The energy saps from your body, and you're back to your usual self.
I haven't felt this good in... Okay. To the south of the town. Let's go.
Really didn't enjoy the way you were looking at me.
Okay. So you make your way back down and out through the stairs. And that actually takes you roughly to the area you want to be in. The stairs take you down towards the southeast of the city. And following that trail along, once you reach the lower level of the cliff, you follow along and before long are approaching the edge of the Dragonthroat Woods, where it meets the path through from Aetherfall to a small town called Barton.
It's definitely going to turn to Wildstorm and be like, where are we going? It's like Xenophilius has just sort of gone off as far as we're concerned, and we don't know why.
What I've just noticed in the past coming weeks, Xenophilius has somehow become the leader of this group ever since Callahan left, and no one seems to be putting any sort of fight to it because he's a natural born leader.
Well, no, because I'm questioning, like, where are
You're
we
questioning what you're also doing.
follow it?
I have no idea.
I mean, we can't just leave him, can we?
Well,
Yeah, we can't trust you to just go off. We've got to follow you. Who knows what you get up to?
we have to babysit him.
Mm.
We need to follow him for his own protection.
All right.
True.
Xenophilius is far too ahead.
I was going to say,
To have heard.
yeah. At this point,
Even if he wasn't, he's on his way.
At this point, Xenophilius is on the verge of the woods, and making his way through into the underbrush and into the shade that the canopy is providing from the midday sun. Kaelin and Wildstorm, you follow him for a couple minutes into the woods and, acclimatise to the darker surroundings. And both of you, with your higher passive perceptions, pick up on the occasional movement, not too far from your group, that seems to be almost following along with you at a distance of maybe about 50 to 60 feet in the bushes. Just the occasional rustling, just the of like bushes rustling as something runs between them.
I think we're being followed.
Yeah, I can sense it.
Friend or foe?
Oh?
Question
Xenophilius
mark?
unaware.
Yeah, Xenophilius doesn't pick it up.
I don't pick anything up. I don't know why you're all waiting for me to say something.
Did my scrying come up with anything?
Oh, you don't have a full... Of course, you don't have a physical deck. So...
I don't know how I'd be able to... I don't know how I'd be able to do it with my deck on screen, because that will just draw and then...
Okay, we'll figure out another way to do it. But essentially what I'm going to do is drag them onto this page, and so you can see what they are. Alright. Just draw them here. Alright.
Because part of it is also seeing a glimpse of the future, but is that depending on my cards, or is that...
So the glimpse of the future is seeing the cards you're going to draw.
Oh,
essentially. I see. I can't remember if that ability also lets you change the order.
Yeah, it's in any order, place each revealed card on either the top or bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
Where's me thingy?
Which obviously might not be able to do digitally, but we can just list that. You can make a note of which ones they are and top and bottom. All right.
Okie dokie.
But yes, you are aware. You are made aware of this presence going through the bushes. Xenophilius, you aren't, but you do become aware that Kaelin and Wildstorm are slowing, and looking around.
What the hell is slowing you two down? We have an envoy to catch. An envoy. We have people to pick us up.
To go where?
Oh my.
And as he says that, behind him, you both see a figure emerge from the bushes, quietly, and sort of in the darkness and the shade of the trees. They sort of extend up, and you can see that they're a humanoid shape, and then above the head keeps going into two long floppy ears.
Floppy ears?
Mm-hmm.
A bunny?
You don't notice
Hello?
this, Xenophilius. You're looking the other way.
Oh, let me just have a big old stretch. Right about now, for no particular reason.
Are we threatened by this?
So the figure puts their hands up, like this, in a very obvious surrender pose, like sort of, I mean no harm. Okay.
Hello?
And as they step forward into what little light there is broaching through the canopy, you see a light brown-furred rabbit folk step forward. But whereas with Vossa, you could tell that her clothing underneath all of the armor and such was sort of fairly fine and neatly tailored. This rabbit folk seems to be wearing like rough-hewn armor over scrappy clothing, and you can see that in like a lot of it has been torn away in places, or just generally worn down. And you gather a lot of it is probably from, you know, scrambling through bushes and plants and things. They step forward. Hello, Xenophilius?
Hello. Oh, hello, Vossa.
I'm Elamika.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Vossa.
Okay. Alright. This is a new one. And do any of you speak Sylvan?
No.
Yes.
Kaylin, do you?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Xenophilius, you're the only one that catches, as they say, it's for the king, it's fine.
I heard that.
Yes, I know. If you'll all follow me, I have been appointed your envoy for this trip.
What trip?
Onwards.
You haven't told them.
I don't know what's going on either. I'll be frank.
Her face goes into a big grin. Oh, this'll be fun.
Oh, God.
Onwards.
All right. Onwards!
And quick as a flash, this rabbit folk turns and darts through the bushes. And you hear very faintly in the distance, "Keep up if you can!"
You know, I don't like the cut of that Vossa's jib.
Vossa.
I believe it is, man. Bunny ears and all that stuff.
Hang on.
I had a dream last night, and now we're here.
I can't
No,
hear you, Hannah.
Sorry. What
all right.
happened in the dream?
All the usual. You know, every sort of dream I normally get. Such as, you know, sometimes you're falling through things, other times the King of Ash and Thorn comes out of nowhere. It's just one of those things, I don't know.
One of those things.
Yep.
Wildstorm, do you have any input?
I'm just as lost as the old man is, to be honest.
He knows more than he's laying on.
Do we torture him?
At this moment, you hear a rustling in the bushes from up ahead as Elamika comes back out of the bushes like, "Alright, if you can't keep up, I'll do it slower. Come on." He's waiting.
I mean,
What?
she doesn't
Who's
seem
waiting?
dangerous.
You know who's waiting.
I do?
She turns and walks off. It's much slower this time.
Do we go with him?
Ha.
I meant
Oh.
Xenophilius.
Okay.
Just push him in on his own. His mess.
What's going on?
Okie dokie. I'm bored of this conversation. Let's go on. Follow Vossa.
It's not Vossa.
How can you be sure in these strange times?
Because it's not. She sounds different.
Okay. Either way, on we go.
Why?
Xenophilius walks off, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could just leave him.
We could, but I'm curious.
What did he say? I was in the notebook.
Do we go with him or do we leave him?
Ashen something. Does that ring any bells? Does that ring any bells to Kaelin?
King of Ashen Thorn.
Yes.
Nay.
Ah.
You can make me a history check. Wildstorm can't.
Why not?
You would have no context to know this name. Kaelin, it rings a bell.
Fuck you.
You've been doing a lot of research, and this variants of this name, King of Thorns, King of the Ashes, have appeared in a couple of the folklore tales and nursery rhymes that you've been reading like breakdowns of, and you passed it off as nothing. But hearing them both together, there's too much in that to be a coincidence. You don't know much about them, but there's evidently some tie to the Fae here.
Well, if I know that, then I'm gonna fucking go, aren't I? I want to find out stuff. And I feel like Wildstorm wanted to go anyway, so I guess we're off.
So the two of you make your way. You go deeper into this forest, following with Xenophilius in your sights. And Xenophilius, you see this rabbit folk up ahead of you, essentially just going fast enough that they are keeping a good distance on you at all times, but enough that you can keep tracking of them, even as the plants and flora get thicker and thicker, and you're having to push through, pull the branches out of the way in some places. And you find that as the flora starts to break away and you have to push through less, there's a different light quality here. Where it was midday, it's almost like it's twilight here beneath the canopy. Kaelin and Wildstorm, you come to this sensation too, obviously following the sound of Xenophilius pushing through the bracken. And everything is darker now. Everything is not quieter. There's a lot of sound going on. But it is not the kind of sounds you'd be hearing at midday. This is like strange bird calls. And Kaelin, while it's not exact, something about the sounds that are going on around you, reminds you of home. Pop on a...
Do you have any idea where we are?
It's weirdly familiar, but also not.
Xenophilius.
Yeah.
As you push through further and further, what was leaves on these branches, you keep pushing and it's suddenly just branch. Just a branch. And as you reach for one, it snaps off and you tumble forward a little bit, staying on your feet, into the middle of a dark and dry woods. Kaelin and Wildstorm follow shortly after, out of this leafy bracken into what looks like not dead trees, but trees with no leaves, and bushes tight as netting of brambles everywhere. Tree branches overlocking up ahead and above, almost to form natural tunnels of the pathways. And Elamirka stands there. Welcome all to the
Hello.
to the sanctum of the Bramble Court.
Good evening, one and all.
What you learn here goes no further.
Okay,
Follow on. You have an audience.
right.
And
Onwards.
Elamirka now very gently paces down the path, crunching of leaf and branch underfoot as you all begin to make your way down this long tunnel. And as you do, Elamirka diverts you off down different pathways, different tunnels, until you reach one which opens out into Xenophilius, a very familiar clearing.
Oh.
About, you'd say, 80 feet across in one dimension, like width-wise, and about 120 feet deep. And Elamirka leads you out into this clearing. And it's almost like... It feels like it's subterranean. There is no light coming through from above. There is only, like, spectral lights of fireflies coming in and out of the trunks of the trees. And by that light, that flickering light, there is enough to see just about this whole chamber, including several figures at the other end, which seem to be stood 4 aside, so 8 in total, either side of a large and gnarled tree, about, you'd say, about, 20 feet tall? In the sort of centre of a raised platform at the other end of the clearing, where it naturally raises up with stone and moss and leaf and podzol. Elamirka just wordlessly bows to you all and then scampers off and stands to one side of this stage, as it were.
Good evening, or good afternoon. Lovely day we're having, sirs.
Your voice rings out across the clearing. No response. You're still like
Well,
you're still like
that'll be
100 feet away from them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then he'll just walk a bit further to get into earshot of them all.
Okay. Kaelin
A
and
good
Wildstorm,
earshot.
do you follow suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaylin's really, really confused. She's heard of this place, but like nobody she knows has ever met anybody from here, or like it's sort of very. Yeah, she's confused.
Wildstorm's going to look at Kaelin and try and get a read and decide what to do. I don't think I'm going to act based on Xenophilius alone.
Fair enough. Kaelin, are you being fairly easy to read?
Yeah, she's so well. I don't think I'd give away. Well, I don't even know if there's anything dangerous or safe about it. But she's so confused that she's not able to hide that at all.
Just stunned, essentially.
Just like
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay where I am for now, unless Kaelin moves.
Xenophilius, you make your way ahead alone. Your companion's
No,
standing.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
It's something I've heard so little about, but also like there's a lot of mystery that. I mean, we've not been killed yet, so.
TPK.
Okay. So Wildstorm and Kaelin, you move forward. So Xenophilius, you are flanked by your friends, a couple of seconds behind you.
Ayo.
Could you let in Xenophilius' voice, please?
Ayo.
Better.
And as Xenophilius calls out with the hello across the thing, now that you're getting closer, as you approach and get within about 40 to 30 feet, one of the other figures, and you see now as you get closer, there are a couple of centaurs, a couple of satyrs, and a couple more rabbit folk, both male this time, still all in this ragtag armor with scrappy clothes, which you now realize as you look around you. These clothes are that way because they live in brambles. They live wild inside of this forest. Alright. And Wildstorm and Kaelin, this is a bit more of a surprise to you than it is to Xenophilius, as you are stopped, and the tree in the center of the stage begins to move. This 20-foot tree, you hear creaking and cracking of bark and branch as this tree shapes just from moving into the shape of a 20-foot tall humanoid figure with antlers at the top, at the top of his head, a mask which was less clear in the dream to you, Xenophilius, than it is in real life, as it is an almost moulding of a skull, but smoothed over. Like this would be a skull, but all of the indentations have been filled in a lot. So it's almost just like there's the hint of a face to this almost flat mask. And its arms reach out as it begins to sort of stretch its legs separate as well into long spiked talon hands. Xenophilius.
Hello.
You have done well, Elamiaka.
Pardon me?
You bring companions?
Well, I don't get anywhere about my friends, you know.
You were alone last we met in person.
Well, I don't remember last time we met.
I see. I have a duty for you. As
Oh, yes?
of our deal. I am loath to leave the Bramblewood. This place, and you hear the stomp and creak of wood as he steps forward and down from the stage. Still standing about 10 feet away, but towering above you, and just reaches out and very easily touches the top of this clearing, scraping his hand just gently against the bark. I have greater duty to this place, but there are, how to say, social duties that my court must perform.
Social duty? What sort of party are you socialites interested in doing?
Another archfey of a different court is hosting a party.
A party? I do love a good party.
This is why I choose you.
To party.
As my only pact. You must be my substitute at this gathering.
You know, I thought I was gonna have to kill someone, and to be honest, the party sounded like a good time to be had.
You misunderstand.
Okay.
This is a Fey party,
Oh, I know, they can get pretty wild.
but not
Oh,
just for those of Sealy. And Kaelin and Wildstorm, it's kind of refreshing for someone to talk over Xenophilius this determinedly. The Unseelie will be present also. You may have
Here
to
you are,
defend
he's a
yourself.
pony. Oh. How big is he?
There are many Unseelie courts, Xenophilius, just as there are many Seelie and many unaligned in times past. I owe a duty to those that live among the Bramblewood. I am their protector, and I am their adjudicator. I must not leave. You
I could stay here in your wake and control the
will
bramble.
go in my stead,
Oh.
Xenophilius. This is owed
Yep.
me by our pact.
I accept, I suppose.
Be wary. Yanissa has made enemies in the past, and even their friends may have designs on you as my substitute.
Oh, I could never substitute you, my lord.
You flatter yourself to think they are designs on you alone, and not designs against my court.
Okay.
Sorry, mustn't break. He flicks his hand, and before you materializes out of essentially out of the ground a large bramble bush grows before you and just leaves in the top of it a small envelope,
Oh,
parchment with a finely inked invitation saying Bramble Court, that seems to sheen between black and pink and purple.
is that the invitation to the party?
It is the Glamour Court. Play a show of, well, glamour.
Oh, I can see why I was chosen.
And as he breathes out, it's almost like the entire chamber grows cold. And a wind blows through all of your belongings, all of you. I do not care for such frivolities. But I can see the sense in fostering good connections between ourselves and the Sealy gods.
Then I shall go and make a good impression.
3 days' time, you and your companions, should you wish, make your way back to the portal site in your world. 3 of your days' time. They will take you to the closest entry point, as best they can, to where the Glamour Court reside.
Okie dokie, we shall do that, no worries.
I need not say this, but do not disappoint me, Xenophilius.
Oh, have I ever done before, good chap?
I have not called on you before.
Not exactly.
I need my rest. Go, Lamika. Take them back. There's this large stomping and creaking as the figure makes their way back up to the top of the stage and forms once again into this still tree. The rabbit folk hops back over to you. It's like, right, off we go. Come on.
As we're leaning out, Xenophilius is going to lean over to Halen and go, I really have no patience for pompous authority figures. Evan will just walk again without, I guess, another question or thought.
Okay. Wildstorm and Kaelin, Elamika shares a look with you before essentially bounding up ahead of Xenophilius and leading you back to the chamber entrance.
Onward?
Is there anything you choose to do while you're here, or are you just following along?
What is this place?
Are you asking that as you walk, or
Yes.
as you walk, or are you asking it to the figures that are still here?
As we walk.
As you walk, cool. Elamika is too focused on moving forward, so it would be out to Xenophilius and Kaelin then.
Hello.
Pretty sure we're in the Feywilds, I don't know.
Faye.
You know far more than you're letting on.
Faye. Where have I heard that before?
You do.
I really don't. Well, I probably do. Sometimes it's best to pretend like you have no idea what's going on, rather than to act as if you know it all. It is safer to do so.
Get back. Talk then. Time can move differently where we are now. And I don't know how differently.
Elamika pipes up. Oh, don't worry. time's been going faster here than it has been going in your world recently. We should be back in... Well, we've been here close to, 20 of your minutes? You'll barely be gone. You might even bump into yourself on the way out.
Oh!
No, that won't happen. Don't worry.
So where are we actually? In the vague senses without breaking law.
Xenophilius, you would know exactly... Well, you wouldn't know geographically where you are, because no one knows geographically where this is.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't even know that it was definitely real.
And
I don't know where it is, but I know what it is.
you suspect that was not the true inner chamber, but you were within a chamber recognised as Bramble Court home turf, essentially, for the inner workings of the court.
Okay.
You were essentially within the king's audience chamber.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty important, I guess you could say.
Alamirka leads you back to this one patch, or through the tunnels back to this one patch of more leafy terrain. Right, through here, just keep going forward. You'll end up back in your woods. Don't turn left, don't turn right, don't turn back. Try not to jump. Bye! Shoots off down the tunnel again.
Do they jump?
What happens if I jump?
They hop. They jump away. They don't go through the portal. They jump back down the tunnels that you've been walking through. Yeah.
Don't go left, don't go right, don't go back, don't jump.
Mm-hmm. She essentially pointed you at the leaves before she did so. So.
Onwards! Out we go!
I still don't understand where we are.
Okay, that's fine. Xenophilius marches back through the bracken and leaves. Kaelin and Wildstorm, I assume you follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's not too long before you are pushing through very tough plants. And as you come out to the other side, Wildstorm, I need a wisdom saving throw from you, please.
Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
13.
13. Let me just check what the DC is. Where is it? It's gonna be this section. Yes.
It's like my most proficient saving throw.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're fine. You make your way through the underbrush and back into the somewhat brighter woods that you recognise now from the sort of twilight. You end up back into normal midday woods. All right. And as you stumble out, yeah, you can start to see sunlight coming through the branches and the leaves. Ooh, that might be a bit loud. Give me a second. There we go. All right. Up to you guys for a minute there, I think.
Xenophilius,
Hello.
you've got some explaining to do.
What do I have to explain?
What's that?
Didn't you hear I got invited to a party?
Who was that?
As I've said before, The appearance of not knowing what's going on is vital to survival.
We can't appear to not know what's going on if we don't know what's going on. That's just not knowing what's going on.
Exactly.
I don't know what's going on.
Don't even know where to begin about how weird that was.
I'm a weird guy.
You can say that again.
I've only heard of those people as, like, myth. Nobody's even sure they actually existed.
Well,
Where they were. Anything.
well, now you know they exist. You could write a book about it.
Nobody would believe me.
Well,
I didn't even believe it, and I was there.
Yeah, but you said that was the Fae, right?
Yeah, not a branch. One that I'd never expected to meet.
a branch.
Yeah, excuse the pun. Was not deliberate.
No.
You know, I think after all this, I may be planning to go home soon.
When's home?
Above.
But is you going to this party?
I'll go to the party.
We're gonna come with you. You need to tell us things.
Am I gonna go with you? I'm not entirely sure.
You're invited.
Doesn't mean I want to go.
There's probably some sort of meet and greets, handshaking, all sorts.
That still isn't.
Dangerous.
Well, that's why I don't want to go alone.
You can't expect us to just go without knowing what is going on.
Research should be happening.
Kaylin just tearing her hair out.
Lynn has never been this annoyed with him, and that's saying something.
Alright. Well, as you're saying that, I assume you've been walking and talking. So by this point, you make your way back out of the woods and onto the main track between Barton and Aetherfall. And you can see the ocean up ahead of you. Because you come out onto that track, and that track is along the edge of the cliff. So you can see out across the Grey Sea. And as you turn right, and you can see the city of Aetherfall up a little bit of a slope and off on the edge of the cliff ahead of you, you also see in the distance a couple of ships sailing towards the city, of a design that none of you have ever seen before.
Ew.
Two of which are in the water. You can see that the hull design is sleeker than what you're expecting from most ships. It's lower, and it appears it has the several masts, but it also has a covered area up towards the back of the ship, almost like a pagoda, like a tent over the top. These two ships. And one of a similar design with loud, flaring, flaming engines in the air, with a large balloon inflated above it.
That sounds dangerous.
Look at those ships.
Halen is like on the verge of a breakdown.
Hey, Kaylin, I know what will cheer you up. Do you want some of this wine?
I'll pass.
It makes you feel terrific.
See, I told you. Try it.
Invigorating.
No? Okay.
I'll save it for the party.
Save it for the party!
I'm not going to the party.
Why aren't we going to the party?
Not without you telling us what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
You do.
I don't like parties, they're too loud.
It'll be a quiet party.
Like it sounds like it'll be extremely dangerous. Who's going to the party?
Secret chats?
Didn't-
What?
I pressed. I didn't know that still worked.
Yep, it does apparently.
I had a button that used to mute, but
Oh,
I just hit it.
so wait, what did you miss?
Don't know because I didn't hear it.
Did you hear who's they going to the party?
Yes.
And then did you hear me say the glamour call?
No.
Oh, that's what I said.
Cool.
I just.
It's
notes on the glamour
hosted
board.
by the Glamour Court. You can tear open the invitation if you like.
Yes, please.
Let's tear open this here invitation, which I've actually been had in my pocket this entire time.
I'm gonna snatch it off him.
You snatch it off him.
No, no,
Make-
Do it.
no.
Tom, make me a contested sleight of hand check against Xenophilius's athletics as you try and hold on to it.
Do anything
Okay.
to assist.
22.
What?
Give
I've added
Xenophilius, give
Oh,
me
you're
athletics
right.
check.
less.
You can still
It's
crit.
in alphabetical order.
That's acrobats. Oh.
Athletics is 1 down.
Oh.
Xenophilius, you pull it out of your pocket. Wildstorm has it before you even registered that you had it in your hand.
Thank you.
Alright.
Mind! Rude to read people's
If
invitations.
you're not going to tell us anything,
I don't know anything.
I'm gonna open it.
Okay.
Please don't.
And as you break the glowing, shimmering wax seal on the back of the envelope, that is where we're going to call it for today.
Ah.
Alright?
Ah.
Oh. Nice little easy romp, you know, no battle, no nothing, just, you know, inter-party tension, it's fine.
But attention!
Oh, and with that, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for playing, you guys, and thank you all at home for watching. We have been VenturePoint, and we will see you next time. Whether that's next week or not, we'll figure it out. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.